Hello and welcome to Class Declassified, the season finale.
At last.
At last, 8 episodes in. Let's talk about The Lost with me, Chris, Emma, and Rob. Emma, let's start with you. What did you think of that?
I'm glad it's over.
So hard. Did you not like it?
I'm glad it's over.
So hard.
Remember the first episode when I was like, guys, this is the best thing that's ever happened? I don't feel that way anymore.
Rob, what did you think? General thoughts?
General thoughts. I thought it was really good. I thought it really nicely wrapped everything up. It was probably my favourite episode of the series, but it did also need the whole series to kind of make sense. And it suddenly makes sense why each episode had an individual kind of character focus, and then they all came into their element, and I was just really pleased with it. Really satisfying to watch, and I just think it tied up really well, so good app.
Yeah, I come down on your side of it. So I've got the bad side and the good side. I really liked it. I thought it was really, like a satisfying resolution. I think there was almost a bit too much going on with the kind of cliffhangers and stuff. But overall, I thought it was really good. And I found it really shocking when people were killed off as well. All this time, I felt like I expected a main character to be killed off, but I didn't expect it to be the parents. So when the parents were being, stabbed by the Shadow King, it was like, I didn't expect that. I didn't realise how attached to I was.
So Ram's lovely dad.
I know, and they were just playing football in the park.
Him.
I thought it was really compelling. Let's talk about highlights. Rob, what was a particular bit that stood out to you as really good?
I think the end scene in the hall, when there were so many decisions and everyone had almost turned on each other, everyone had their own motivations and their own sacrifices to make. I thought that kind of moment where nothing had quite been set in stone and nothing was solid, but everyone was poised to make a move. I just thought that was so brilliantly set up. And it's one of the rare moments in TV where I was like, I genuinely don't know what's going to happen. If you asked me to predict what was going to happen, I wouldn't know. Like, would the Shadow King get shot? Would the cabinet be used? Would April do some wazzy sword things? Just had no idea what was going to happen. And I thought it was really gripping and really exciting. So that brief moment where we just didn't know, I thought that was such good TV.
Emma, what about you? Can you pick a highlight?
Weeping Angels.
Yeah.
Yes, Weeping Angels. I think what I've not been a big fan of this season is the monsters or the aliens. I liked the blossoms, but they didn't really get enough of a story. Like, I haven't really liked the Shadow King, I haven't really liked any of the monsters. But to have the Weeping Angels back, who's my favourite Doctor Who villain, to come back at the end there I loved that. Because I obviously didn't really like the episode too. So to have the Weeping Angels come back, that was so good. It was such a nice twist.
Do you think they'll be in Class Season 2 potentially, or do you think they're more for the next season of Doctor Who?
I think the governors and the arrival and the whole thing about the Weeping Angels, I think they're setting up for the start of next Who. I think that's what that's going into, yeah.
That's interesting.
Because I don't think Class is getting a second season.
I'd be interested to see where they go with that, because on the one hand, Weeping Angels are like a big Doctor Who villain, but then also you might it depends how they write it, but you might have to have seen Class to get so it'd be interesting.
I think it would be really nice if they linked it into Doctor Who, because then it would be really satisfying for the people that did watch Class to be like, I know the backstory, because I'm that committed. Yeah,
it'd be interesting to see what happens next. My highlight, I think, was seeing Charlie use the Box of Souls, because this whole series, they've had this basically weapon mass destruction, and it's been the focus of so much drama and fallout, and the fact it just got to a point where it was like, where he had to use it. There was no way out, and it was such a hard decision, and the fact he had to live with what he'd done as well was really compelling. I thought he was great, and even though it was a bit of a kind of wazzy CGI fireworks show, I thought his actual facial acting was so good, and it was really so compelling. Good. And it's not like Doctor Who where he kind of thinks of this kind of alternate way method. It was just, it had to happen, and it was so. It would have been a letdown, I think, if it hadn't happened, if it'd been building up to that. So
it was it was reminiscent of the 50th anniversary when John Hurt has the bomb, the time bomb. It was a bit reminiscent of that, except they did find a wazzy way out.
Yeah.
Whereas this time it's like, whoa, he did it.
Yeah, and seeing him, if there is a class season 2, seeing the fallout of those decisions will be very interesting. But it wasn't all great. Do we have any lowlights?
I think we all know. We all know.
I have a few, but I think the main thing that I'm really unsatisfied with is the governors. Because we had the governors in episode 2 when Quill was snogging the robot, and then the headmistress has come in, and it's just the fact that we didn't really get a resolution to that. I think it would be really interesting with the Weeping Angels and that coming into Doctor Who, because I think you could watch that cold, because I don't think we know enough about the governors. But it's been this sort of lingering theme throughout the season, and then we get to the end and it's just like a closet in a school, and they've got some Weeping Angels. Like, I felt like that was going to be a really big deal, and then it gets to the end and I feel like everything else has been tied up, and I'm still sitting here going,
who are they?
Yeah, but who are the governors though?
It's a big cliffhanger to leave, isn't it? Especially if we don't know what's happening with season 2.
But I don't think it's so much as a cliffhanger as a unresolved storyline. A cliffhanger is the very last scene, which we all thoroughly enjoyed. That's a cliffhanger. I don't think just leaving someone with no explanation, that's not a cliffhanger, it's bad writing.
Rob, lowlights?
I'm going to be the one to say it. The moment when the Shadowkin King gets up after allegedly being killed, and he opens his mouth, and lovely April's voice comes out, and they just undid all the brilliant grown-up drama. This was great BBC drama. It was gripping, it was emotional, people we cared about died, there was incredible character development, the plot just intertwined itself so beautifully, and it was just finished so well. And then they just unravelled it all in the space of 3 seconds when the Shadow King gets up and April's voice comes out and says, "Why is everyone looking at me like that?" It's just, you had surpassed Doctor Who in storytelling, and then you went right back down to Sarah Jane Adventure levels, and it just...
But did you guys, because I sort of knew as soon as he sat up, I figured, did you guys feel that, like as soon as he sat up?
Yeah.
That even though it's like the CGI creature, you could tell that it was April.
A human, yeah. I thought it was to do with the soul that came out of the cabinet, because you know it came towards Ram and he was like, no! But no.
So did you think it was going to be one of Charlie's boys?
Yeah, I thought it was going to be...
Shadowkin?
Yeah, exactly that, and instead it was...
April.
So I guess we'll see what happens in season 2.
When I saw April's voice come out, I just had visions in my head of them, like, just writing scenes of them in the classroom with the Shadow Kid sat at the desk, and like Ram and April snogging, but it's the Shadow Kid instead. It's like, they're gonna bloody do it, aren't they? They're gonna do it.
Wait till the Shadow Kid plays an open mic night. What have I been waiting for?
Oh, the worst thing is they're gonna bloody do it.
My low light was, I really liked when the Shadowkin pointed at Mateus and was like, "You're number 5," because then it was like, oh man, 2 more people gonna die. Who's it gonna be? And then as soon as there were 2 people on screen together, it was like, you know, is it gonna be the brothers? Is it gonna be Quill and her baby? And
I never thought of that.
Yeah, and in the end it was like, I changed the order. You're the next to die, and I was like, oh, I was really disappointed with that because I thought it was a really tense, like.
Oh no, I took
device.
that as he had caught the brothers.
Oh,
off
really?
screen.
That's
Yeah.
interesting. Because I kind of took it as.
Yeah, I thought he just changed his mind.
Yeah, he was
Oh.
like, oh, I've messed up 3 and 4, but I'll just skip straight to 5. I guess I was just let down because my mind was so occupied that episode with working out. Any time there was 2 characters on screen, I was like, oh man, it could be them.
It's a good device, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like a countdown. It was really compelling. So I was really disappointed when they didn't see that through. I also was a bit low-lighty. I know I'm not really allowed to, but Tanya learning to kickbox in 35 seconds was slightly off. I thought those two made a really nice team together, and kind of having them on the same page was really cool. But like,
because they've just not interacted the whole series,
exactly.
and then to see, and Tanya's kind of motives as well being driven to be more like Quill is really interesting. They could have just had them like climb into the cabinet and then have years of training.
Yeah,
that would have been really good.
Yeah, and I just thought that was a bit of a kind of weird thing to do, but it was cool when Tanya then kicked the Shadow Kin off of Quill. So mixed reviews from us, I think, but it will be interesting to see if Class does get a second series and how much of it is reflected in the new Doctor Who as well, which is next year. Thank you very much for watching Class Declassified this season. We've really enjoyed doing it. It's been really fun, and it's been nice kind of getting to sit and reflect on these episodes, which have had mixed reviews kind of across the board from us. Some really enjoyed it, some not so enjoyed it. But we'd love to know what you think of Class as a series, so you can comment below in the box. We should also say, if you want more Doctor Who-y type things, we've got Doctor Who Debrief, which is reviews of the current series, which is on Rob's page as a playlist. Me and Rob have also guest hosted on Doctor Who Rebrief, which is looking back at the really old episodes.
Really old.
Our friend Phil. There's a link to that below as well if you want to watch it. So there's loads to get your teeth into. And see you guys in December for the Christmas special of Doctor Who.
Sure.
Sure. See you then.
Can't wait.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.